Hi, Snarf Gang. Yeah. I know it's been a little while since you see me. I'm a little bit of a slow reader nowadays, but today I'm gonna be reading Batman Beyond. Reviewing it, because I already read it. And not that I'm a slow reader, but I've just been reading it, less of it per time I've sat down to read it. But this is the Batman Beyond Compendium. It collects Batman Beyond Volume 2, 1 through 24, and a bunch of other single issues scattered around. And I would like to say that I really like this. It's more episodic, honestly, but there are two-parter issue things, like a pretty standard episodic Batman format. If you don't know the story of Batman Beyond, it's basically this guy is the new Batman, and it's far into the future after the first Batman is already old and retired. And this is Bruce Wayne, and they kind of work together to fight crime and stuff. So that's what it's about. And it's kind of like Batman in the future, sort of like a Spider-Man 2099, but for Batman. And not much to say about it in terms of plot, because every issue kind of has its own plot, with it being more episodic. But I'd like to say that they're not hit or miss. Most of them hit, but some of them hit harder than others. Like there's not like a boring issue. There are issues in here that are meh. Okay, none of them are really boring, but there are some of them that are way better. You know, with an episodic series, that's just kind of how it is. If you've ever seen the show, this is based off of that. It's got the same art style as the show, which I really liked. It kept that same sort of art style. I'll flip through a couple of these pages so you guys can get a good example of it. But one thing I really liked was the very last issue. They kind of switched up the art style a little bit. I'm sort of more of a fan of this art style personally, but the art style throughout the whole thing was fine. You know, I never am one of those people that's a huge snob for art style, as long as it's good at representing what it's supposed to be with the art. And, you know, as long as it fits a certain vibe of the series. I mean, it doesn't have to, but it's always nice when it does. And this is something where it does. You know, Batman Beyond's not super dark and gritty like other Batman stories can be. It's like bad things do still happen, but it's sort of like more of I'd say it's for like preteens in terms of like how bad it gets. But yeah, I'd recommend it to any Batman fan, especially if you don't mind, you know, character swapping, like legacy characters is what they're called, you know, whenever the main character gets old or dies and someone else takes up the mantle, because that's what this kind of story is. But Bruce Wayne's still in it, so it's not like you're missing out on the original Batman experience. It's just that, you know, he's doing all the acrobatic stuff. One thing I will state is that the Batman Beyond suit is really cool. It's like it's a way more high-tech suit than the original one. Like, it does have full body armor, but it also like enhances your strength. You can fly around with it. It shoots missiles. Like it's got like a built-in walkie-talkie to always be talking to Bruce Wayne. But I mean, the other suits have that, but it's a really cool suit. You know, I don't have much to say about this because, you know, I've been reading it over a long period. You know, I take like a month to read something nowadays and review it, if I even finish it, instead of just getting like 60% of the way through it and then dropping it to start reading something else, like I do with like half the stuff I start on this channel, aka the original X-Men Omnibus I said I would review like last year. But I do still try to finish stuff and review them for you guys. So for Batman Beyond, I would give the art out of 10 like a 6. Not because the art's bad, but the art's not super like impressive or anything. It fits the story well for the vibe the story's going for, and that's enough. But I'm not going to give it a super high rating just for that. It's fine art, you know what I mean? And the story, I'd give it like a 7.5, you know? The story's not amazing or anything, but it's entertaining all the way through, and that's what I like. When you're reading this, you get consistency. So that's something that's nice, because sometimes with stories, like, they can... Like, when I was reading Starman, certain parts of Starman were really good, but it did have a really boring parts that I had to like slog through. This wasn't really like that. It was all pretty entertaining all the way through, and there was only like one boring part, I think, that I didn't end up really liking, but it didn't linger on too much. I think the one issue I didn't like was the House of Card Gang. Other than that, I liked every other story in this. Anyway, that's my review of Batman Beyond. Let me know what y'all thought.